All right, I just want to give you a quick mini lesson, actually more of a review lesson on number lines and where decimals fall on a number line. Now you've seen a number like, say, $2.37, or maybe you've seen $1.50, but how do these get represented on a number line? This is what you're going to learn today. All right, now what I've drawn is your standard whole number line. Notice that these are all whole numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3. But you know that there are numbers that fall in between those, and we usually call those fractions or decimals. But today we're just going to simply deal with decimals. So if I was trying to find approximately where I might put these numbers on the number line, I know that if I look first at, let's look at $1.50, it is going to fall somewhere past 1 but before 2. So our 150 might be right around here, right? And if I was looking to put 237 on here, I know that it has to fall between 2 and 3, so I might put it right about there. But that's not very accurate, but at least I know that that's where it falls. It's not $2, but it's not quite $3 either. So I'm going to draw a little squiggly line to this one. So today what we're going to do is we're going to blow up the number line and really take a look at what falls in between the numbers. All right, so here again is our whole number line, and I'm going to examine or look up close with my monster magnifying glass to see what numbers actually fall between 1 and 2. All right, now I've drawn my monster magnifying. In case you didn't know that was my magnifying glass, it's kind of silly, I know. And we are really taking a look at the numbers that fall between 1 and 2. What I'd like you to see is that when I've drawn this, I've drawn what it looks like is a bunch of little marks in between. I want you right now to count up the number of marks there are. You should have had 10 counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you probably remember from last year that the mark that would come in between, this big long mark in the middle, is the halfway point. So we would write this as 1, 1.5. But this could also be written as a decimal as 1.5. So if this is 1.5, what are all the other numbers that fall in between 1 and 2? I'm going to put them in now. Perhaps you know what they are. Okay, so I filled them in and see how they go up numerically. 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9. All of those are going to fall in between. Now, we could even dig in deeper, go zoom in even closer. So we're going to take a look at that next. Okay, now we're going to look at the numbers between 1.1 and 1.2. Do you happen to remember from the first slide that when we were halfway between 1 and 2, that was 0.5? Well, the same works here. This is also halfway between, so this would be 1.15 goes right here. So let me fill in the rest so you can understand how this all works together. Notice again that the numbers go up by 1 each time. So 1.11, 1.12, 1.13, 1.14, 1.15, which we already named, 1.16, 1.17, 1.18, 1.19. Now, you might be confused because it's just 1.2, but remember we can also write 1.2 as 1.20, just like we can rewrite 1.1 to be 1.10. So notice the numbers again: 1, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So it's pretty easy. So if we were even to blow this up more, you would just simply do the same thing by adding another number on to those other two numbers. So let's go back to our two examples at the beginning. If we wanted to place $1.50 or 1.50 on a number line, we first have to figure out what it's going to fall between. It's going to fall between 1 and 2, and if we mark our halfway point, that's already at 1.5. Now remember, we can write these as 1.0 and 1.2, and then we can make this 1.50. Just like right here, all the marks in between, like this is 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and so on. So this one was actually a pretty easy one to place, but let's take a look at 2.37. That's going to be a little harder because you're going to have to figure out what does it fall between. $2.37 is going to fall between 2 and 3. Okay, but we're going to even need to blow it up even more. So let's rethink this. So I'm going to erase my 3 here, and I'm going to erase my 2. And I'm going to rewrite this to be 2.30 because it's going to fall between $2.30. What should I write over here? $2 and what cents to be my ending? That's right, $2.40. So we know that $2.37 is going to fall in between those two marks. So if I go here, I should mark this as $2.35. So let's go ahead and fill in the rest. Okay, I've got them all filled in, and you can easily see that we're going to place our $2.37. Now let's make that a really fun color. Let's make it pink. It's going to go right there. And that's where it would fit on a number line. So hopefully this will help you when you're doing your homework and trying to place things on a number line. Good night.